Okay guys, I'm going to show you how to take apart your Canon Pixma IP1500 printer. The main reason why you'd want to do this is if your printer's pretty old and you're getting that waste ink absorber full error and you're not able to print. So what you got to do is clean out your waste ink absorbers and reset the printer, and your printer will be good to go for another couple of years or so. So I want to start by just saying that if you're doing this, I'm not responsible if you break anything. I just want to show you how to do it, and I'm sorry about the bad quality. I'm recording this on my phone, so I don't have the best of I don't have a camera or anything, so we'll just make do with this. First, you just want to remove everything that can be removed without screws. So this guy right here, push in on either side right here and remove and pull out, so it comes out pretty easy. Same thing with the top one. There we go. That's basically it for those two. Next up, you're going to want to remove, there's 2 screws. There's 12 screws total, I think, but the first 2, one right here and one on the opposite side right here. So go ahead and remove those screws. Okay, next up, you're going to want to turn the printer on its side like this, and there's 2 tabs that you need to push down and push out. One right here and one on the other side up in here. So you just kind of push down and try and pop off the printer. I'm gonna need 2 cans, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop the camera here. Okay, so after you've done that, there are a couple tabs up on the top here. Just kind of push out and pull up. Get these guys out. There you go. There's one. There's another, and the top just comes right off. And whenever you're removing the screws, you don't have to be careful about which one goes where. They're all the same. So the next thing you want to do is a few more screws. First, just take out the USB. Slides right out. And let's see. Start on this side here. It's a couple of screws. This one and this one. Remove those. Also, while you're on the side, go ahead and lift up these wires out of the little slot there. You don't want to break the solder joints that are on that motor. And flip your printer around, and there's 1 screw on the opposite side that you need to remove right here. So go ahead and remove that guy. Next up, you're going to want to remove the ones that are on the front. Slide this guy over. There's 1 screw right here and another one on the opposite side right here. So go ahead and remove those 2. Okay, after you remove those 2, there's 1 more and so you can get out this main assembly here, and it's back here. Go ahead and take off this cable. Don't forget to reattach it whenever you're putting the printer back together. And it's this one right under here, right there. Remove that guy. Okay, after you remove that screw, you're going to notice that this main front rack is kind of flimsy, so what you want to do is be kind of careful. You don't want to pull it out all the way. You just kind of want to take it here and let me see. Let's see. There's a plastic tab back here where the printer feeder roller, this white tab right here, kind of comes out. Oh, there you go. Comes out of that little joint there, and just kind of wiggle this down. There we go. This whole assembly. Just kind of wiggle it down and just kind of set it. See how I've just kind of set it on the printer. You don't want to take it too far out, or you will end up taking something out that's going to be very hard to put back in. So just set it right there for now, and there's only a few more screws left. First, let's go ahead and take off this paper backing right here. It's just like the other ones. There's kind of push out, and there's also a spring behind it. You want to be careful. There it is. Kind of got my fingers on it, and it's kind of tough. There we go. Here's a spring right there. Spring goes in that this little cross socket right there. And for the screws, there is this guy back here, and there's one more. Go ahead and remove that guy, and there's a screw underneath these tubes right there. So remove that one and that one too, right here. Okay, after you've gotten those two out, there's just two more you need to remove to get to the ink absorbers, and they are right here. This guy right here and this guy right here. So go ahead and remove those. Okay, now you are free to get to your waste ink absorber. This whole assembly is going to kind of come out. Be very careful when you're taking this out, because if you pull too hard, these hoses are connected to this the little printer head cleaner that's under this, and that has some small little springs on it, and it's not fun to try and put those back on if those get loose. So what you want to do is just kind of lift this guy up a little bit. Maybe if you have someone helping you, it would be a bit easier, or I guess with two hands it's a bit easier. But lift that guy up, and you can see here's one of the ink absorbers right here. Take this guy out. This is the top ink absorber, and there's one underneath it back in here. Take this guy out too. And there you have it. These right here are your ink absorbers. This is the one that goes on the bottom. It obviously gets black a bit quicker. This printer is actually fairly new. As you can see, the top one hasn't even filled up all the way. Normally on your printer, if you're getting the error message, this would be completely black, and it's also going to be very inky. As you can see, I've already washed these. To wash them, all you have to do, what I do is I just set them in the sink, turn on some warm water, and just let them let the water run over them and let the ink go down the drain, and just set them there for 10-15 minutes or so until the water just starts running clear, and maybe just kind of squeeze any excess ink out of them, let the water soak back in, and maybe use a little bit of soap and water if you want. But I mean, after the water's running clean through these, then I just set them each on a towel, and set them outside if it's nice and sunny, and they usually take about a day to a day and a half to dry completely. So after you clean those, go ahead and put them back in their respective spots, and next up you're gonna reset your printer to make it think that it's brand new, and I'll show you that in the part 2 video. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to actually permanently reset the waste ink counter, because right now, after you clean the pads, your printer, it'll work, but it won't let you print, because it'll say, whenever you try and print, it'll say something like this: waste ink absorber is full. So what we've actually got to do is reset the printer, the count that's on the printer. And to do that, first you wanna override the default setting, and so we do that by, you got to first turn off the printer and unplug both the power and the USB, and then I'm doing this right now, by the way. So after it's unplugged, open up the front flap, plug in the power. Well, first hold down the power button and plug in the power. Give it a few seconds, and then while you're holding on the power, close the flap, and then let go of the power button. And then now, whenever you turn on the printer, it will let you print, and this is fine. If you would never turn your printer off, it might work fine. But it's only a temporary workaround. So after you've done that, it'll come up fine. The green light's on, and go ahead and plug it into USB, and then now we can see that the printer here. It says that the printer's online, so it doesn't think that the ink absorber is full anymore. But again, this is only temporary right now. So while it seems to be working, we have to apply the patch and actually reset the firmware on the printer, or reset the count that's on the firmware. So we'll do that with this IP1500 service tool. I'll give you the link in the show notes, or the video notes, or whatever. And let's see, it's just an exe, and you have to select USB port the printer's on, and you can do this is kind of like the maintenance tool. You can do the test patterns and cleaning and all that kind of stuff, but the one we want right here is clear waste ink counter. So clear the main one there, and then plate there, and that should be it. Should be good to go. Just hit quit, close, and now you can go ahead and turn off the printer, unplug it, plug it back in, turn it on, it'll be good to go. And I guess whenever you get the waste ink absorber again, just clean out the pads, reset it again, and you got a printer that'll last for a lot longer than what it would originally last. And so if you guys have any questions, just leave comments, whatever. I'll try and read them. Thanks.